Hey everyone, I'm going to be showing you how I'm living on a $60,000 salary between my wife and I as our household income. So 2 months ago, our household income was $170,000 a year, but the company I was working for, Metaplane, got acquired by another company called Datadog, and I lost my job in it. So now our income has been cut in more than half, down from $170,000 to $60,000, and I have to create a new budget to live off of. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I was living on before, how I was spending my money, saving, investing, and how I'm having to cut back and reshift my lifestyle a little bit now to fit the new budget that we got. So here it is. So my previous income per month before was $14,166, and we were spending $1,000 a month on groceries, so $250 a week. We were spending $748 a month on wants, so that's like going out to eat, going to restaurants, going to bars, hanging out with friends, whatever. $187 a week. Then our monthly expenses, which were things that included like therapy, my wife's therapy, we have a maid that comes sometimes, stuff like that. Those equaled $1,324 a month. And then our rent's $1,200 a month. That also has some utilities in there, it's whatnot. And then we were saving $1,360 a month to go on vacations, travel, do stuff like that. So in total, we were spending $5,632 a month, and that left us with $8,534 for investing. So we're spending 39.8%, around 40% of our entire income, and then saving or investing 60% of it, which is the 60-40 rule that if you're really trying to be a super saver and build a lot of wealth fast, I really recommend the 60-40 rule. But of course, you have to have a high income to do it. So now our new income though is only $5,000 a month, down from that $14,000. I mean, it's down a lot. This is the power of having like a detailed budget all the time, because even though life kind of happened to me, my company got acquired, I have this entire budget set out in front of me, and I can immediately go in through my expenses, through my wants and everything, and start just eliminating things I don't really need anymore to get me under the line of how much money we're making now, and just still be able to save a little bit but not spend as much. So we're spending $5,632. Our new income is $5,000 a month. Obviously, we're $632 over the line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm immediately just gonna cut back on my wants. So we were spending $187 a week. I'm just gonna cut that down by $100 and say we're only gonna go out and spend $87 a week going to restaurants or whatever. So that immediately shaves off $400 for me. And now I'm gonna go through my expenses and start cutting back on things I don't absolutely have to have. So I've been going to therapy for about a year. I really don't feel like I need to go anymore, and I'm just gonna cut that out. So that's $300. My wife's talking about not going to therapy anymore either. She's been going for a long time, so we can cut that out. There's another $100. We're moving next month to a new apartment, and it's much smaller. We're not gonna have a maid anymore, so I'm gonna cut her out, $160. I can't cut out gas for my car. This is a tow company subscription. I'm gonna keep that. Medical insurance I have to keep. I'm gonna keep my gym subscription for 2 people. Dog food, not getting rid of the dog. I have these taxes I have to pay every single month. These utilities in the new place I'm moving to are actually gonna be covered in the new rent, so I'm gonna cut that out. Keeping HBO, I'm keeping Adobe, I'm keeping ChatGPT, and my dog walker is actually not going to be available either where I'm moving to, so I'm gonna cut that out. So I just cut my expenses down from $1,300 something to $668, which now puts my monthly spend at $4,576, down from $5,600. The other thing we're gonna do is also cut back on some of this travel savings. So my wife and I are doing this digital nomad movement. We're moving to Patagonia down in Chile, and we're expecting to be spending less on travel because now we're not going to be on the plane as much. We're not going to be actually flying places. We're going to be submerging ourselves in the mountains in Patagonia. So I'm going to cut this down from $1,360 down to $1,000 a month for travel savings. So that brings our total to $4,216 on monthly spend, and our income's $5,000. So that's it. I mean, now we have around $800 left over as a margin in our savings budget. Creating like a new spreadsheet for this for me to follow as a monthly guideline, I now see my new income per month, which is $5,000. Here's my groceries, $1,000, not cutting back. Here's my new wants category where I am cutting back, expenses coming in at $668, like we talked about. Rent's $1,200, travel savings is $1,000. So again, monthly spend $4,216. And that leaves us with $784 left to invest at the end of the month. So I would be more worried about this. That's only 15% of our income. And I'm going from investing 60% in the past now down to 15%. But look, in my largest brokerage account, I have $601,000. And then in another retirement account, I have about $30,000. So there's $631,000 already invested, and I'm only 28. So cutting this down to 15% of my entire household income now, I'm not really worried about it, because just what I have today invested is going to compound into like $1 million in the next 4 years. But I don't want to stop investing either. I love investing. I always want to have that muscle. I think it's like a wealth mindset to always be setting back some of my money, always be saving a little bit, investing and thinking about the future. So yeah, this is the new budget. So if you're making $60,000 and you think this would be useful for your own life, then here you go. Hope that was useful. See ya.